Uh,
All right, I'm good. I'm fine.
All
Yeah,
right, so we're
I'm
heading
out.
to Faildale. Yes, we're traveling sans some of our liquor, but whatever. We'll live.
No, we all shared a few cups, and then I take the rest, and I carry it with me on my donkey.
Oh, that's right. I keep
so
wanting to call the donkey Donkey Hoodie.
Romanante.
I
the
know
uh,
it's
the swamp roads are winding and difficult to track. You know, they frequently go in between large pools of deep, still water. Um,
We have a
you
long
hear,
rest before we go, right?
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
you hear some sounds of insects, maybe some sounds of the occasional frog or small creature, but no bird sounds. Those seemed to lessen maybe about a day ago, and have since faded away to nothing.
Hmm.
This part of the this part of the swamps surrounding the Ivory Bog looks like it's slowly giving way to more noxious, treacherous terrain, gone from gently rolling hills to sudden drop-offs and potholes filled with water. Who knows how deep? And you've started to notice these odd stones and rock formations protruding from the swamp at increasingly regular intervals. They're smooth, polished, and all the same shade of white.
Do I detect magic?
No, and in fact, even the most cursory of examinations reveals they're bones.
Oh,
This
they're
is, after all, the Ivory Bog.
Oh, okay. Thank you for hitting us over the head with that one. But yeah, I got it now. Fantastic.
I was like, all right, we'll be a little more specific for the kids out there.
Guys, where are we?
I got you covered.
We are in the dark, shadowy place, Lily, and we're never
Yeah.
supposed to go there.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
danger zone.
We need to go back to the
Danger
kingdom that we
zone.
own.
Mm. This
Everything
is
in
the
the light.
payload.
It's ours.
Hang
Still
on,
love that.
there's a comic specifically for this. Here, I found it. It's Penny Arcade D&D, but it's worth it.
Is it in Discord?
I just put it in Discord.
Oh boy.
I don't see it in.
Cave of Tits.
No, not that one. Keep scrolling down. It's in the memes one.
I mean, that's pretty good though. The Cave of Tit, pretty good shit.
Scary Town. Double Hell. Shadow Bobato.
Yes.
The Dark Bad.
This is just your real shithole. Well, it depends on when you go. It's good shit.
I love Penny Arcade, man. But
Good
it
stuff.
just reminded me of that.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm personally the fondest of Double Hell.
Double hell.
Super Devil rules over that.
Yeah.
Right?
6 inches taller than the regular devil, rides a flying motorcycle, and has a jar that we believe causes adultery.
All right.
I want that for a magic item one day. I want a jar of marmalade that causes adultery.
So, after a
Did you find that by searching Shadow Bobato?
I did find that by searching Shadow Bobato, as a matter of fact. That's what I remembered from it.
It's pretty good.
Oh no, I searched Scary Town, Penny Arcade. That's why. I remembered Scary Town.
Scary. It's the scary door.
The scary story, exactly. All right, so spooky
Uh,
bones. Now,
so
how big are
behind
these
it is a
bones
moon.
again? They're large.
They range in size from what must have been war horses or something larger, some of which are very large and reptilian.
Dinosaur
Occasionally-
bones.
Occasionally, still clad in scraps of material that might have been barding or armor of some kind.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So
And even to human and even smaller bones, but they are very frequent.
Hmm.
Interesting.
So there's all
So-
kinds of dead shit here.
Right. Well, it sounds like
And-
some terrible battles were fought here.
Yep, and in a macabre twist, oftentimes those bones provide the most solid purchase you can find to walk upon.
All right.
Standing on mammals. Hey.
We just cock a sideways glance at Cerulean.
No,
Yeah.
it's just
You're-
it's a lizard
okay.
folk joke. It wouldn't like
Okay.
whatever. It's fine.
We'll workshop that on.
I thought it was
Yeah,
funny.
We'll workshop that onto being more common, accessible.
Oh, it's beautiful. Gold star.
Eventually, you come across a signpost. It is in a language that initially you cannot comprehend, but after a little bit of study, you realize to be Old Thren, meaning this signpost
Hey.
is at least 700 years old.
It was old when we were around.
Mm-hmm. And the text is intact. The rest of the sign, by the way, the whole thing's magical. I should have let off with that.
The sign is magic.
Looks like
Well, I would
a
hope so. A 700-year-old sign really doesn't hang around.
a constant upkept mending spell was cast on this once long ago, probably to
cast a
keep it
spell.
maintained.
You piece of shit.
I
Um,
do not actually. So.
the whole sign is covered in that parasitic mold, and it is slowly consuming it. In addition, this sign has definitely been changed and altered. In fact, I would even use the word adorned. It looks like there are small cords or strings hanging from it. And suspended from these are dozens and dozens of little objects.
Spooky objects?
Depends. Do you want to get close enough to take a look?
Sure do.
Alright. Go ahead and roll investigation.
I assist him.
I'll leave it.
Fuck. 11.
Oh, the assisting would still be advantage. So,
Yeah.
I always forget that.
however, this isn't a tricky one. These are animal bones, specific, spines, skulls. Some are bird skulls. Some are maybe rat or squirrel skulls. And they are suspended by
So various varmintry.
yeah. Suspended by sinews from much larger mammals. You hesitate to think about which mammals those might be.
What,
I
humans?
don't.
Is it
I
humans?
don't hesitate. I don't hesitate to think about that at all. I mean, I'm not like excited. I just don't
It
hesitate.
could be. It might not, but it could be.
Yeah.
And there is something that has been scratched into the sign. With what could only be some kind of talon or fingernail.
For that, I try to
What is
identify the tendon. So
They're almost certainly human tendons.
no. I
Awesome.
mean specifically.
Specifically identify?
Yeah. Is it like a quadricep tendon? Is it an Achilles tendon?
I hate you more and more.
It's a butt tendon. It's a butt tendon, Eric. Are you
There's
happy
a
now?
big
Is
long
it
one
flexor
in the neck.
Is it a flexor hallucis longus tendon?
Does someone have a knife and like a really good throwing arm? I would pay a lot of money right now.
It's like,
Steve,
you live nearby.
You gotta throw it to Pittsburgh.
Go throw a rock through his window.
Yeah,
I actually
handle
don't know
this.
where Eric
So-
lives. I know
Well,
the
Now's
general
a great
vicinity.
time. Fine.
He knows that I'm
Alright.
in a city near Pittsburgh.
So we just need a really big explosive. I could figure that out. Thomas, what does the sign originally say, and what is scratched on it?
Yeah, that's what I was
It
wondering.
originally says Feldale and has an arrow pointing to your northwest, so like up and left on the sign.
Okay.
Faildale? That's where we want to go.
Yep. What does the other bit say?
New Feldale. That way.
Right? Maybe. Or were you saying that the scratching talons were just like claw marks?
They look like they say something, but it's not in any style of writing that you're familiar with.
What about
Oh,
me?
hold on,
Fucking
hold on.
chicken scratch.
All right. It's just like it's a doctor. He's writing his business card on there. Can't
Fuck,
read
I don't
the-
have. Never mind, I don't have comprehend.
languages.
I don't have it prepped, so
You son of a bitch.
It's been 3 days. You could have prepped it.
I didn't think.
You
to
just
prep
took a long rest, didn't you? Just prep it.
I'm not gonna let him
No.
prep it because why would he prep it in the middle? You can't say, "Well, it makes sense to have it prepped in the middle of the swamp." So,
Right.
I have other stuff prepped.
The only thing I
um,
was prepared to comprehend
That's
out here was
past
pain.
Morton Kaisen's faithful watchdog.
but it says, yeah, it says something, and then there's an arrow scratched crudely into the sign, pointing to the right or to the northeast.
Well, that seems promising to my robot logic. So let's go that way.
We're,
Well, we
we're
wanted to
going
Go to
north.
Feldale.
We're going northwest to Feldale.
It seems
Fine.
like you should make a decision before
Yeah.
you decide which way you would like to go.
Let's split the party.
Oh god.
He
I
can't
guess
put us
not.
on rails if we're not on the same track.
He'll put us on rails on a head-on collision.
Multi-track drifting.
How's that for your metaphor? I say Feldale.
Yeah, let's go to Feldale.
Eric, do you want to tie this up?
Deja vu.
You want me to change my vote?
Feel like
to
I've
tie it
been
up?
in this place before. Higher on the street.
Oh god.
It's gonna be stuck in my head for the next 2 years.
Rip monetization.
Yeah.
Alright, that's enough. We gotta.
Oh.
Alright, we're going.
We're fucking initial D.
We're going.
Exactly.
We're going to Feldale.
All right, Feldale it is.
I will DJ anyone's DM session.
Might take you up on that one day.
It's a good thing you guys double checked the sign and made sure it wasn't like switched around Jurassic Park style.
Shit!
Yeah. Spin
We
it
didn't do
around.
that.
Oh well.
I'm not
No, we
concerned
have a
about
map of the world, and we know that following the river, we still gotta go northwest.
But what side of the river are we on? The left? The right? What if I turn around? Then the left is the right.
We still know where northwest is.
All I know is I still know how much I hate you guys. I
Eventually,
will always know that.
that
How
text,
will you know which way's north? The moss.
It's the
that
direction in which
text
I
is
hate you
supposed
guys.
to not be there. Hang on. There we
Wait,
go.
what's not supposed to be
in-
there? I see it.
There
I
we
see
go.
it. I saw it.
It was
Wait.
just a location label. Like I'll reveal it after you go there if you want to.
Don't worry, guys. It's
Um,
on the stream.
It says
check
the
it out
sawmill, and then who lives there, which is Dietrich Sawyer.
Wait,
So
someone still
you are
lives
now
here?
in the town of Feldale. You'll be approaching from the top because you had to wrap around from that side of the river.
Okay,
And you find a small river town that you see before you. And you take your first steps into the town of Feldale. And then the music starts, and you're like, oh, this is one of those towns.
Hmm.
Well,
How'd
it's
they
a
get-
bog.
How did they get? the
Sounds like
piano
it's full of
in here?
vampires.
Probably. Or maybe like
The vampires was the last
necromancers.
one, dude.
Yeah,
Ex murderers.
nah, I'm going necromancers, man. You see all the bones previously? He was already said.
Oh no! Oh, that's Tristan.
Oh, there you go. I know that one. What a nice water wheel.
Does it
Our-
work?
Our robot mage is just like
Don't go to the
running into
cathedral.
town,
The cathedral is always bad news.
usually.
So you pass an old mill
Hmm.
that's still in working order. Some of the houses seem much more dilapidated than most. Indeed, some of them seem downright destroyed or damaged.
Okay. I'm gonna bang some pots and pans on myself to draw some attention from the villagers.
So
clang, 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 clang.
hang on just a moment. Let me.
Actually, I have a better one.
Turn the sensitivity up a bit.
Go. Make some of these a little more damaged here.
Just smashing the town up before we get there.
I was like, we should make sure these are.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Broken.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Okay, there we are. I'm trying to keep
I
this
just had
spot.
this flashback of black and white, where you just like take a rock and just destroy your houses and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Just smash it with a
That's
rock.
basically what's happening here.
Like I would light a tree on fire and then just rub the tree on buildings.
But yeah, this must be the town of Feldale as you make the noise of arriving. There are some folk who stick their head out, but it looks like this might be one of those places where people tend to keep to themselves.
Okay, well I'll try and get eye contact with any of them and start yelling out, "Behold, we are a group of wandering adventurers here to save your town," or something.
He's our bard. Here, Steve,
Here
you
to
might
save
recognize
your
this
town or something.
There's some-
Oh God! What in God's name is that?
Too much, Eric.
I've done it now.
Did you recognize it from that little soundbite?
No. It came in very distorted.
Yeah. Well, it is from Final.
Just looking at the buildings besides the south of the mill, do I get what kind of purpose they would be for? Are they like homes? Are they like businesses?
The buildings south of the mill look like, small homes.
I would like to use my rustic hospitality feat for my background, and to help asking. I need a place to rest.
Oh, we got a barn in the back.
There we go.
So you're directed to the southeast, almost wordlessly. They nod as you introduce themselves, utter a single name at the sawmill as you look at them, waiting for them to introduce themselves. Friedrich, and they, as you say, we're looking for lodging. They point to the southeast and then go back to what they were doing.
And I'm gonna ask him, "Why so glum, chum?"
And I am going to pull Spellulon aside, and I am going to tell him that we need to just go southeast.
Yeah, there's something wrong with these villagers. They're not enamored by my presence.
So on the way here, I had detect magic casted. Did I notice that the moss died off? Like,
Oh, good point.
You see some of it along the walls, along the walls of some of the buildings, especially the abandoned ones.
so this
along
place
the ground.
isn't like magically shielded from.
No.
How come it hasn't consumed it? I ask a villager, why hasn't the moss consumed all this place?
And as you say that, you talk about it, and they turn to you and go, "Shh, not so loud."
Moss
you do
consumed
know-
this whole place.
So maybe not a good time to practice my air horn.
No. Put the thaumaturgy away.
No, they don't seem particularly keen to speak with anyone. And in fact, when you mention it again and press for answers, one of them eventually becomes irritated enough to say, "If you're going to keep talking about the way we live our lives, then simply let us live them and leave us be."
I think we should go southeast, boys and girl, and let's leave Frederick and his people alone.
Where's the town mirror?
And I wink really obviously and be like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Wink.
I exhale like very loudly.
And I will make a deception roll. Nailed it.
Nope.
I was deceiving the villager.
Oh, well, I know that.
Well, I asked this.
No, attackers win. I'm the attacker. I win.
I'm defending.
Yeah, attackers win.
I have an actual question for this
Mm-hmm.
peasant. Who is in charge of this town, you filthy peasant?
No.
I mean, fine villager.
And what's his name? Let me find it. Haha. He'll point straight to the east and say, Gunter Bauman. He's the one you want to be talking to, not me.
Fair enough. Back to your mud shoveling or whatever.
Fucking Monty Python. Oh, found some lovely filth over here.
Exactly.
So
I thank Frederick and I flip him a copper.
Chico, get that copper back. He deserves nothing.
I sleight a hand, flip him a copper.
all right,
whatever.
do you actually just like toss it to him?
Yeah.
All right, he doesn't catch it. He watches it bounce on the ground and looks at you and just continues working.
All right, you're busy.
This is-
I'll let you pick it up later. Bye, guys.
So you've got southeast or east.
He said the Gunter is to the east, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm already halfway down that way.
All right.
You piece of shit.
Wait up!
Making power move. Oh boy, they're yelling. Okay, guess it's time to go.
Go ahead. I'll just reveal the house that you think he might have pointed to.
This one?
What is
Or is it this
No.
one?
No.
This one?
No. The other houses you pass are thatched with with straw, dried grass, a little bit of mud daub here and there to cover up patches, and there's a large central work hut in the center of it. These look like the fishermen.
I knock on the door.
It swings open.
Awkward.
I put my
Does it swing
hand-
outward?
I put
Inward.
I put my hand over my lips and tell everyone to be quiet, and I pull out my luck blade.
I wave you off and march in there.
I would like to stealth in there.
All right, go ahead and roll stealth.
No, it's fair. Go ahead.
Let him stop.
I whisper to the crocodile, what's he doing?
I am one with the shadows.
Oh my god.
You
And,
creep
Ever
ever so.
fireball. Go ahead and walk in there so I can fireball you.
Where did Roxanne go?
I walk in and is there any light sources? What's like the general layout of the room?
Let me show you. Give me just 1 second.
I don't even know if that's the door. I just imagined the door is somewhere.
While he's in that, I'm pulling out my wind-up ducky and showing it to shit. What's the robot's name again?
Spellulon.
Spellulon. I'm like, hey, look, he's just like you, and I wind him up. Let him go.
I'm a bit horrified and intrigued.
While Spellulon's distracted by the duck, I'm gonna examine his body and make schematic drawing.
You can just ask me. I will happily tell you everything.
Right, give me just a second. Let me actually find the block in here because I can drop the. I can drop it over so you can see what it looks like.
Could you stand up straight as I pull out like a slide rule?
You can take any measurement you want, except for the circumference of my limbs.
Why can't I do that one?
It's how you use them.
It's personal.
I try like scratching little tender parts, like parts that seem like they're less armored on him, with my fingers, like gently grazing them. See if he's ticklish anywhere.
Are you trying to engage in mating with me? What are you doing?
I'm trying to evoke an unconscious response of laughter.
What is that sound?
Probably dead. I'm sorry for speaking. Seems me myself.
You're actually like cutting off, so we get like half of a word every other second.
Fuck robot happiness.
Yeah, probably. All right. So everyone seems to have a thing for speakerphones today. So even with the sensitivity set up super high, I'm either gonna have to shout or I'm gonna have to put myself on push to talk. So we're doing the push to talk. Sorry.
There you go.
Okay.
See, there's the inside.
All right. Where did I come?
Which
in?
he totally didn't just make right.
Where would I have come in at?
The right. Where to go? Oh, hang on. This is like the second floor.
Yeah, this looks like bedrooms and stuff.
Here, I'll help you.
Kind of looked like an inn to me.
But they got a round table. Are we gonna meet King Arthur?
Alright, so I would have.
Now we're on like a separate layer.
No, he's just moving a map tile over. Alright,
Wait.
that's
Why
right.
does
I
it
think I
match up?
preferred theater of the mind at this point.
No, that's.
Hang on. It's not like matching up correctly. There. It's close enough. Actually, that is close enough. It works out pretty well. But that'll be fine. I'll get rid of it in a second.
Alright, is this the side I came in at?
Yeah, you could go in either here.
Well, when I opened it,
Or-
when the door opened, was there any lights on? Or any
No.
sign of movement? Okay, does anything pop out with my dark vision?
So you see over here, there's
Mhm.
just a chair facing the wall, like a large wingback chair. It's dark in color, leather.
Okay. I continue the use of my hospitality fee, and I just go, Gunter, my friend. Frederick told me to come see you. Is there any response?
So you see a hand move from the arm of the wingback.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out and grips the chair, and someone slowly turns to look at you, and he was just like staring at the wall. In there, he doesn't look like he was reading or anything, just sitting in that chair, no candles lit, in the dark.
Yeah.
He says, "My apologies, I didn't hear you enter."
I do a cool thing where I throw my voice because I'm still stealthed, and I was just like, yeah, I've been told I'm very sneaky, and I'm just like shuffling across really quickly.
So he doesn't. It's dark in here, Go ahead.
Do you want me to
What was your stealth roll?
24.
But with disadvantage, it would have been 9.
Well, that was to enter. That was to enter the building. If you want me to re-roll stealth after I talked the first time, I
Please
can
do go ahead and re-roll stealth with disadvantage.
17.
Okay. It doesn't look like he sees you, but it definitely looks like he doesn't need candles to see, because he hasn't lit one. He's not actively searching around. He doesn't seem to know where you are.
Is he human?
Yes.
Healthy?
What
Seems
what
to
is
be.
he? Okay.
He's not. He doesn't have an extra arm growing out of his head or anything. He's just.
I thought he might be like a monster.
Are
He
Yeah,
just looks the tiniest bit unsettling. Unsettling. His something about his features just isn't quite right.
I mean, if you're not feeling good, Gunter, we can come back tomorrow. How are you?
Do you want some help with this?
Want some help with what now?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
no, never mind.
Nope.
It's fine.
We got it.
He's soloing this. He's got it.
No. Well, you'll hear the code word.
Okay. No. I apologize if I did not seem overly welcoming. Our town has been through much in the past few months, and it has left us weary and ill-disposed to visitors. We do not get visitors like we used to.
Yeah. We
Sounds like he's gonna pass out just from talking to us. No wonder he's. Oh, we're so weary. Yeah, I can tell. Jesus.
Yeah, we figured that our ship ran into some trouble some ways back. Would you be able to tell me what happened in the past couple of months?
Well, that's a complex request of you. You see, it's just the thing that happens to small places like us when trade dries up. Sometimes things just go wrong. Sometimes things go all wrong for us here.
What would
He's sort of
what
looking
would-
off into the distance again.
What would make it better? Have you thought about what's wrong?
So you hear him almost laugh. Better. Well, that's a pertinent question. I think. No, we are well. We are protected. Everything is fine.
Oh, who's protecting you?
I
My mates
wonder
and I
if
would
I'm
love
specific.
to meet them. When I go meet
And,
up with them back down the river.
Oh yeah, ask him to send some lumber
I'm
downriver
getting
for our
to
boat.
it. See, you make the most ridiculous
Um,
request first, then you make the easy request.
It's not even. It's just a business transaction. Send lumber. The ship captain will pay you.
This is
Or kill you and take it.
we're negotiating here. This is the art of the deal.
Okay.
He ponders that thought for a split second, and then before he seems to realize what it was that you asked, it seems almost slow and ponderous for him to reach the conclusion. speaks up, saying, "You should not say such things so loudly. Our protectors have good ears, and they are everywhere."
Are your protectors here right now?
Are they ghosts?
Are your protectors here right now?
And he chuckles and shakes his head and says, "No, but they are, I'm sure, listening." And he points to a spot on the wall. Maybe just,
look at
5
this.
feet to your right.
I look at the spot.
There is an ear there on the wall. Looks like it's been nailed there.
Gunter, do you have both your ears?
And he turns to you, and he does not, in fact, have both of his ears. He's missing an ear.
How weird.
Okay.
Just what a strange coincidence.
Okay, Gunter.
He took the common phrase, put your ear to the wall. Literally.
Jenga!
I burst into the room. Behold! Sure is dark in here as I create create light. And a pleasing sound as well. I can do that as well at the time. Waves. Crashing waves. At a low volume.
Oh, well. Good to see all of you. We haven't had this many visitors in quite some time. I would offer you accommodations here, but I'm afraid my estate is not what it once used to be. My trade partnerships have gone awry as of late. We relied on the river for so much, and it did not provide, so we were forced to turn to other means of providing for ourselves.
You didn't worry. We'll accept accommodations at a steep discount.
Oh, wonderful. I could only recommend inn in town. It has lodgings that I'm sure you would find acceptable. And he extends a hand. Says, I am Gunther Baumann. I suppose I'm the mayor.
I shake his hand with my metal articulated clamps.
Yep, and he shakes your clamps, stares at you curiously for a moment, and pulls away. You notice your hand feels just a little bit greasier than normal.
I tried to play waves, but apparently it's too much like white noise and it doesn't get picked up.
Wipe my hand off around it.
Yeah, and as you wipe your hand off, you notice that your hand had just a tiny bit of something that looked maybe a little orangey green and moldy on it.
Noted.
So you've got a light on in there. You notice it casts around the walls, and the place looks fairly dilapidated. It doesn't look like there's been a light on in quite some time. And as he looks at it, he seems to get maybe a little bit paler, and winces a little bit. And says, "You'll have to excuse me here in the bog. It can be fairly dim. We keep our lights low to help our eyes, to help us see."
Noted. And I lower the light levels to a.
Again, you'll have to forgive me.
For what, buddy?
He was just referencing forgive him in regards to his
Estate.
behavior towards the light. Seems to and the state of his home.
Alright, guys. Well, let's go to the inn.
Yeah.
He just
And
seems so
we-
super normal, doesn't he?
we-
Just really reasonable.
Yeah, so, and we back out the way we came in, but we.
I leave my business card on the doorstep.
I don't take my eyes off Gunter.
Okay, and he just kind of looks at you and sort of wistfully as he turns away. You see what you think might be just a little bit of a growth on the side of his neck, something orangey green.
Disgusting.
Oh,
Yep.
I do apologize. I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay. I simply haven't been feeling well lately.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
quite alright.
Alright, so
some hot tea and you're good to go. Let's go, guys. And
like as we're away, I'm like, that guy's a brain slug, right?
brain
agreed.
Totally.
And I'm gonna pour a little lamp oil
he
on my
certainly
hand
seems to have
and
something wrong
then
with
light it on fire.
slug.
Alright, so you take fire damage.
Yes, but my hand has now been purged of that. Don't touch them. Don't touch them.
Yeah.
You know I demonstrated that you only really need a couple sparks to wither it, right?
Better safe than sorry.
You didn't need to, like, scorch earth it.
Actually, doesn't Firebolt do more damage at 5th level?
Does it?
It might. I don't recall. So
Well-
you'll notice I marked the inn on your map with its name.
Doesn't really matter. I just
Oh.
found myself afterwards.
Dang it.
So
Oh,
above the
nice.
inn,
Nice.
to your west, there is a dilapidated sign hanging down, and it marks
Everything is dilapidated, Thomas. It's
Hey.
implied.
a dining establishment, the Acquired Taste.
Guys,
What?
I found it.
I like the name.
That's
Also,
pretty good.
also his firebolt is already doing.
Yeah.
So right, I'm just
Yeah.
the cantrip. They're garbage.
Not Eldritch Blast. Alright, I would like to enter the inn.
All right, so you enter the inn, and at this time, I'm going to briefly pause the music because I wanted to introduce you guys to something. So, have you ever heard of the website Battle Bards before?
No.
So-
Vaguely.
Mm-mm.
They do ostensibly music for tabletop games, and they get their model by trying to get you to either subscribe to them or import them into Roll20. Roll20 has like a deal with them, and they feature some of their tracks and stuff. This is one of the tracks that is actually a scripted speech from an NPC that you're supposed to play to your players. And I just wanted you guys to experience this, so I didn't have to be the only one
Oh God.
who like bore witness to this.
It feels like there's nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Just
Nothing
but
at
just
all.
like buckle up. Ready? This
Yeah.
is quote unquote what the person at the bar says.
Wait, I'm not ready.
I stopped it. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, I was
I
kidding.
want everyone to experience it. I want
Oh,
us all
wait,
to
I'm really not
experience it
ready now.
together.
I'm ready.
I've always been ready.
Eric.
Wait for it. I'm good.
Normally, our clientele are as unsavory as our grubs. Grub. Nosh. Food. Take a seat. I said, sit down. Right. We don't have specials board. Well, unless we have a surprise donation of organs from non-paying diner. Ook, a cockroach.
Oh, I
Wait,
just
Lord
realized you
Wolf, not, eh?
playing through the other thing, and I'm not
So,
connected to that directly.
What would you like?
I
Oh
could.
my god.
All
I
names
can
come
do
with
it
a dollop
anyway.
of grease.
I'll
and a
listen to it
side
later, don't worry
order
about
of
Okay,
leftovers.
great.
We have gruel, sop soaked in broth, mystery meat pies, vermin and game, all to be swilled down with ale or a distinctive claret. An acquired taste.
Is that not the worst Russian accent? I guess it's Russian that you've
What?
ever
That
Oh
was
heard.
no, that's
great.
Romanian.
That's Romanian,
definitely-
yeah. That's
Or
definitely
like
like a gypsy
Romanian,
accent.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's
it's
a gypsy.
passively Romanian-esque.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But I was like, I saw these and I was like, I guess that's kind of cool. And I listened to that was the first one I listened to, and I was like, what in the shit?
That was
Like-
great! How dare you? You're spoiled.
I guess I will have your finest bowl of slop and whatever. What did she
Whatever
say,
the fuck
claret?
she said, yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
even like hear it.
What,
A bowl
what I
of bristle
assume
pie.
is human blood.
Mystery meats.
Yeah.
Pie. I will just eat from my rations.
Give
Yep,
me a
it
drink
looks-
that you use to clean the bar.
the
Actually, I don't
The-
want to eat. I don't want to eat or drink anything here or sleep here if we can
yeah,
avoid it.
the distinctively unusual bartender provides you with small shots of some kind of liquor to whet your appetite.
I inspect it carefully to see if it has any of that.
Lee, can you identify this?
Yeah, some of that. Mold in it.
Surprisingly, doesn't look too bad. Looks very similar to the stuff you have in those casks.
Ah,
Wait, is the mold in it?
that's what I just asked, and he said no.
No,
I drink it.
it's unmolded. You drink it,
I drink it.
and you're infected by the mold. No, I'm kidding.
Son of a bitch.
You now have a brain slug. Roll DC 15 Constitution save.
Every round for the rest of the game. No.
Yeah.
Guys,
I asked the bartender about her strange accent.
That
Hey,
wasn't-
lady, where'd your sexy accent come from?
Thomas, you know you have to do the voice now.
I was like, now I gotta do it, don't I?
Oh,
well. Where we are from, all I really know is that lots of things start with V's.
That sounds almost Bavarian.
Yeah.
Try again,
Consummate bees.
it was like Helga the barmaid.
right?
Or Olga.
So who's in charge around here? A vampire account or what?
This is why you don't do
Spooky-
voices.
no, it was. She didn't really sound like that. She sounded kind of like everyone else, but creepier. And she was definitely a lot more alert than either the miller or the mayor. Both of whom seemed less alert in different ways. The mayor seemed like he definitely had something wrong with him. The miller just didn't seem particularly friendly. She seemed downright strange.
I want an insight check.
Increasingly
Insight check.
into the weird
Do it.
zone.
Y'all better say something, otherwise I'm gonna ask her
23.
why she's so weird.
23.
She doesn't look like she means you any immediate harm.
In the bartender.
That's what I mean. She doesn't
Oh.
seem like she means you any immediate harm. She's a proprietor. Proprietress, I think is the word. She definitely doesn't seem to have anyone's best interests at heart, but isn't immediately hostile or necessarily evil or trying to poison you or plotting your demise. Just has that sort of that greasy air of unsavoriness about her.
Hmm.
All right.
Well, we want
what is-
lodgings.
What is?
Yeah.
Yes, madam. What is your name? And we need lodgings for a. Let's just leave the tab open on how long.
Also, we demand a discount because this place is awful.
Yeah.
I do that with
Filthy
persuasion.
and horrible.
Can I make a persuasion check?
I'm pretty sure
Go
I heard
ahead
the
and do it.
lizard say that.
Sorry, I was typing. Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion test. Check.
Chest. Thomas, you pervert. 16.
Sorry, Desiree's walking around naked in the background.
I knew it.
I wish. She ponders for a moment and she gives her name first. She says, "I am Romana."
Of course.
I am not creative.
My middle name is Shut the Fuck Up, Eric.
That's beautiful. Did you get that up from your mother's side?
Yes, it is Romanian. It is beautiful language.
I bet. It sounds kind of like drunken Elvin.
She giggles politely.
Romana, how long have you been in town?
Oh, let's see. 6 months? 4 months? Something in there.
And
Thomas.
has Feldale looked like this the whole time?
I see it.
I'll tell you what I'm investigating when you have.
Yep, I see it. Oh, why is our little town not to the taste of you city folks?
No, your town was on the other side of my forest. We just never came up to see you. So no, this all seems the same to me. Is she human? What race is she?
Yes, she's human.
Human.
And at this point, I'm investigating.
Ostensibly.
I'm watching her mouth to see if there's fangs.
There are not fangs.
All right,
Dang.
she's not a vampire.
No.
Does
And I
Spellulon
say as
Spellulon
much.
say that out loud?
No. By the way,
Yes.
what she looks like, she's got all these, small bangles hanging off of her. And what definitely looks like some kind of little rat skull fetish around her neck. Something like that.
Really
I haven't ruled
stereotyping
out that she's a
Romanians, aren't
witch.
ya?
All right. No, yeah, this is fine. I'm a forest man myself.
Good.
Yes. Speaking
That made me feel
of,
uncomfortable
do you
when you said
have
that.
do you know if there are any other what are all these buildings made out of?
Oh well, most of them are.
No, I'm
Are
asking
natural.
like me just like walking in like whatever Roxy and
Oh,
what they were
I
made
was like, what a strange question.
Hey.
Why would you ever need to know that?
I'm building a narrative.
They're wood thatched with clay bricks that have been fired.
And I say, Ramona, do you know who in town could sell us a bit of chopped wood?
Oh well, we do have a sawmill. That would be where I would start.
Okay. Who runs the sawmill?
Oh, darling Dietrich. He'll likely be in later for his nightcap.
So would you advise us going now or later?
I think you want to wait till the next day, don't you? Get a good night's sleep.
Okay. And I'm just going to walk away from her.
Probably for the best.
And I'm gonna be like,
Well, I'm gonna tell her-
we're gonna be over here now. And I make my way back towards Lily and Zerillion.
By the way, this building does not appear to be inherently magical. There's a little bit of that mold kind of around the edges of it, just like there are with all the other buildings. It is, however, on the inside, there's none of the mold. It's not here at all. Not a single bit.
Hmm.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But also strange.
I want to look around for like any.
I'm curious. But anyway, I'm going to tell her that we'll take lodgings here, but I will see Dietrich now.
Okay. So the other thing that I should have mentioned was that the other building that did not have any of that stuff on the inside was Gunter's house. It was like molding and crumbling on the inside, but didn't have any of the stuff in it.
Yeah, I want to look around for ward or like some sort of magical rune inscription, stuff like that. Things that would prevent the moss from entering.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation. That's actually a pretty good step to take there. So as you say,
I was next to him. I could have helped. Damn it! But you didn't roll.
Go ahead,
but you didn't
go
say
ahead and
anything.
roll. No, go ahead and roll again. That's fine. You can assist. You can take advantage. There you go. So she responds to spell yard. Very well, and she gives you a tumbler of something dark and ruby in color.
This a beverage? Is this blood?
Well, no, you know what blood beverages look like. You've already had those. That was
Yeah.
town.
Well, is this some other kind of blood? I mean, I don't know
No,
much.
it does
Probably
not
like
appear to
wine.
be. It appears to be red wine.
All right, well, I drink it.
All right, and it is indeed
It's going to poison me.
more than red wine. It is a shockingly strong port wine.
Mm.
I knew that would get Dustin.
Oh, yes.
That's how to win him over. But it's almost brandy. It's so strong.
Yeah.
And the investigation check. So you look up, and way up in the rafters, almost completely hidden from sight, you see there are a couple little skeletons of animals suspended by sinews.
Gee. I ask her.
Best way to do it.
It's always the best way to do it.
Just fucking ask her.
Mhm.
Gotta be
So
like
is that how
gotta
you're
be like
keeping-
Columbo. But
Is that how you're protecting your place from getting eaten? As I point up at the ceiling?
And she looks up, sees what you're pointing at, and just chuckles and says, "Oh, we all have our little superstitions, don't we?"
Your superstitions seem to be working, though.
Well, if they didn't work, I wouldn't have them.
Hmm.
I am a woman of reason.
Well, that's not the case for most people with superstitions, you'll find.
Yeah, I would say that makes no sense at all, but I'm not going to say that out loud. Just, and personally, I'm like, what the fuck?
As a woman of science.
You'll find those people with foolish preconceptions don't tend to stay long here in Feldale.
Yes, and where did you learn your preconception?
Oh, these things get passed down from the old to the young.
Yeah, you said you've only been here for a short while.
did you eat the last caretaker of this establishment?
That sounds like something you should ask me.
Right?
She just chuckles. You are all so funny.
Yeah.
Don't deflect my implication there.
You're all so funny. Now go! And she gestures and says, "I will have your rooms made up. You may eat if you like, you may drink if you like. But I am busy and I must continue my work."
All right, now where's Dietrich at?
He is. Let me go reveal his little thingy. Here we go.
Please don't reveal this thingy to us.
Listen,
It's weird.
man. There you go.
It's too much
Down
today.
here.
I did too much.
By what is very obviously the sawmill.
Oh, where we passed when we came in?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was the.
No. You came in from the top.
The top was like.
Wasn't there a sawmill? Oh, it's just a water wheel.
This is like a water mill, like probably like for crushing grain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you could use that to power a sawmill too, but
That's
what I
Skyrim
considered it
taught
was.
me.
You can also use it to power a generator if you can get a good enough lodestone. Or if you can create a natural, if you can create an artificial magnet with a lightning strike.
I am just looking at you like you are the most insane creature I have ever seen. Like, I don't know. You sound like you just made up all of those words.
Just made up all of those words. Every single one.
I wasn't saying that as Lily.
I was
course not.
interpreting that as
They
Lily.
weren't talking. They weren't talking about. I'm pretty sure their characters weren't talking about Skyrim.
I mean, I don't know. They could have been.
I'm just saying, if you create a magnet, if you use wire, you wrap wire around a metal rod, get it struck by lightning, it creates a magnet. You put that magnet there, and then you have that thing held in place horizontally, and then you put wires in a circle around it, and then you rotate those wires to generate electricity.
Mm-hmm.
It's a permanent generator, and then you use a water wheel to do that.
The autism is strong
Generate
with this
electric.
one.
Not autism. Autists wouldn't know that naturally. I just know that because I know how physics work.
All right, so
That
you get to the
sounds
sawmill.
exactly what an autist would say.
There is there's a large burly man. Whoa, Blizzard just flew in 600 miles an hour.
Eventually, his character will
You didn't
just
know that?
actually do that too.
Yeah.
You're right. Best part.
I'll have wings by level 20.
Easy people.
And if he was the Sun Soul monk, eventually he would just be Goku.
Yeah.
If I get to level 20, I will have wings.
So I'm just gonna say, you there, peasant. We need your services.
Oi, what did you call me? He turns around. He's a big old burly man.
Oi,
You got it,
Dietrich,
that's
you
it.
wee cunt!
And see, he's got a he seems a lot more animated than the other denizens did, except Romana, but she wasn't the right kind of animated. She just made you nervous. But you do see that his skin has some dark green lines coming up from his waist and stretching across a small portion of his chest. He doesn't look too good. Looks like he might be infected with something, and as you watch it, he scratches it uncomfortably and stretches a little bit. He was sawing into large piles of logs that had been collected, and you look past him, you see that most of them are rotted clean through.
So that was rot on his chest.
Is he about to mutate into something that makes this noise? You have to click the video.
Why am I clicking on this?
Yeah, this
Click
is
it.
risky.
It's great. Just click it. It's not risky.
It feels risky.
It's okay.
No big deal.
Unless you have trypophobia, don't click it, Thomas!
I didn't click it. I just clicked it. It's not that bad.
It's not. that noise is haunting, though.
Yeah.
It harmonizes in such a horrifying way.
All right.
No, but no, it looks like that might have been something that's I would use the word metastasized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, I'd agree with
It
that.
doesn't look recent.
So he has an old mold growth running up his chest,
Mm-hmm.
but he's animate. But he seems fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nothing to worry about then, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess.
Situation normal.
Maybe his body has molded the
He-
disease.
He does see you staring at it though.
Well, I'm just gonna ask him about it. What's up with that?
No diplomacy.
And
Not even a little bit.
None. Never. With
oh,
guy.
this. Yeah. I've got it, just like everyone else has got it.
Yeah. Refreshing
When-
honesty.
What is that?
It's the mold. Mold.
Yeah, where did it come
blasted
from?
thing. And he gestures somewhere north, out deep in the swamps, bubbled up out of the ground, out of who knows where.
Hmm.
Yes, who
Started
knows where?
eating
Actually, is the
everything.
question I want to ask.
Well, how should I know? Started eating every tree, every living thing. Either consumes you, twists you, makes you something you wish you weren't.
You haven't heard of anyone who's explored deep into that area?
Not that's come back.
Great, so they filled it with bodies. To be
How long have you villagers been afflicted with this?
6 months, 4 months, somewhere in there.
Well, in cheerier news, you are about to make some money.
And how's that?
We need lumber for a ship.
Well, more than happy to oblige. That was my trade. But he gestures behind him. This lumber, it's rotted clean through.
Do you have any
mast nor for hull?
Do you have anything that's good?
I do, but not that I'm willing to part with.
Not even for a high price.
I look at the robot. And
I'll buy that at a high price.
You call that a knife?
What are you selling?
What are you?
This is a knife.
No, before I part with it, I need this is me bargaining chip. The minute the ship comes, this is what I'll use to get myself out of this town. But I'll give it to you if you can guarantee me a source of good lumber, clean lumber, pure lumber. You give me that, I'll give you me wood.
So wait,
guys, I think it's time to set up trade agreements between between Feldale and Orangetown. We're gonna need ship runners. We're gonna need.
Let's not do.
Yeah,
do this.
Never do that.
I like how everyone else is like, how about we never do that?
Thomas,
I was
am
actually going to volunteer to coordinate it.
So he wants to leave the town, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy wants to leave, and he has good lumber that is his bargaining chip.
Yeah.
So it seems to me what he should do is gather up his good lumber, and we'll send him down to the ship, and he can book passage for free with the lumber that will save the ship.
And he'll infect everyone on this ship. It will all be moth zombies.
I'm sure we
That
can
was what I
solve
was-
that in the meantime.
About
With
to bring
fire.
up was, but I can't leave, can I?
Oh,
Listen.
uh-oh.
He pulls close. He says,
Oh, he's touching us. Don't touch me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch me.
he runs his hand up and down your face.
I dodge out of the way.
Those hands were just in his crotch, too.
Yeah.
Which, oddly, is where it's all concentrated at, isn't it?
Not that you can
Always.
personally see or are willing to get close enough to investigate. So he leans in and says, "What I've got, you don't want to get out past the bogs. No ship would take me or any good lumber from here. Even me best lumber's got traces and tints of it.
I see.
Never. And that's what I need. Why would I need? Source of good lumber, pure lumber, trees that haven't been touched by it. The only place I could get those is from the sisters. But I'm not going to the sisters, which is why I'm still fucking dying." And as he says the last bit, he just he leans in close and whispers, and he kind of looks around after he says it.
I see.
Mm.
Well, I turn to my companion and say, the only solution is to defeat this plague of mold.
Called the Sisters? Or they're at the Sisters?
Is the sisters a place or peoples?
Please stop fucking talking about the sisters, mate.
Oi, we cunts are gonna talk about all the gashes we won't.
The sisters, you don't know the sisters. I figured.
No, we're
Do I look?
we're
I say to him,
we're from
Do I
somewhere
look
else.
like
We're
I'm
from
from around
Milwaukee.
here?
Yeah,
have you ever
You got a
seen
point.
anything like me?
I got a fair point there, mate. Well, sisters, there's 4 of them. Just the worst you've ever seen. Sometimes they're pretty. Sometimes they're not nearly as pretty.
Ooh.
But they're powerful, and they're powerfully old.
Ooh.
Are they vampires?
I know what they are.
They've been here since before any of this was here.
Yup.
Since before the Ivory bog was ivory, if you get my meaning.
We do.
Yeah, this will be the last thing you guys do before we call it for the night.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get his meaning though. Someone's gonna have to explain to me.
Guys, we're gonna have to fight some hags.
Okay.
Oh,
As
Okay.
you say that, because I'm assuming you say that in canon,
Yeah,
he's like,
because
keep
I'm Faye,
your
and
voice down.
I'm Faye, and I know all about them.
Don't go saying the words. I didn't say it. You didn't hear me say it. I'm
What
not
the
having your
heck?
tongue cut out.
Well, I'll tell you what, pal. You've been a big help. Why don't you just go cut your rotting lumber, and we'll we'll take it from here. If we need
Right.
anything else. I don't want you to get hurt. So
If you find a good source of wood, let me know.
Yeah,
Find
alright,
a way out of this blasted village, let me know. And if you need any wood that's maybe not quite up to snuff, you let me know. Or if you need anything sawed in half, I suppose I could help with that too.
Ooh.
certainly
Just
interesting.
turns and goes back to sawing things.
Alrighty then.
Alright, guys, we need to quickly make our way back to the inn, and I have to tell you about the awful things that are going to happen to us.
Wait, are you saying that we're traveling somewhere really quickly?
I was just
fast
going
traveling,
to,
you might say.
I was just going to. Yes.
That will never get old.
Nope.
If I abuse it, it will.
I don't think so.
Has to be rare.
All right,
Yeah.
so if you want to give a short speech about hags, then you may, Roxanne.
Yeah, because I actually don't know much about them at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
me either.
a Robert-
Even in or out of character.
Have you not played The Witcher?
Nope,
No.
not really. I played a little bit of it.
Hags
But
are one of like the most common, or some of the most nastiest fae out there. So I just tell them that hags come from the same existence as elves, and they are evil fae creatures. They are nasty fae creatures, brutal
so
monsters.
how are they different from elves so far?
Because they're ugly. They're disgusting. They have terrible powers. And
Oh, we'll be fine.
I mentioned that they have nasty covens.
I heard you, Alex.
Yeah, I heard it. I
didn't
heard
hear
it.
him. What did I miss?
They
I
have.
said we'll be fine. He just said their power's stuck.
What's that from? That sounds so familiar.
John.
Mhm.
That's what it was. Okay.
And they have nasty covens. The covens give them strength, and it can when all of them agree, because they don't like to play nice, when they agree to share power, they are truly monstrous, and they can.
I should have figured it out from
easily-
the ear, the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much they're pretty cemented in like traditional Eastern European folklore here.
Mm-hmm.
You're in our not Dracula town.
It's not
It's ac-
Dracula.
it's
It's a
actually-
different type of.
Everything in Romania is Dracula.
No,
This
you
isn't
gotta.
Romanian. This is like
You need to
this
think.
is like Polish.
Yeah, you want to think like Macbeth on like weird acid.
Yeah.
Like
So what we're
this.
saying is the innkeeper that we're staying at,
It's like Eric. You
She's
played Witcher
made-
3, right?
she's made a deal with Hag.
She clearly's made it, and
Yeah.
I mentioned
could be
that,
one of
and I
them.
was like, listen, they don't like men at all. They hate men, and it's very likely that they made deals with people. They
And I'm a
are,
robot.
and I do make mention that they like to get you into contracts, life or death contracts, and they don't play fair. And that's it.
All right. Sounds legit.